Buongiorno a tutti. This is just a quick PowerPoint to try and catch you up on some basic statistics. It's just some stuff that you learnt last year and probably the year before, but have probably forgotten. So if we can cover this in this PowerPoint next class, we can get straight into it. Okay, so we start with the mean, otherwise known as the average. You get it by calculating or adding all the scores you've got, dividing by the number of scores. As you can see, we've got some scores just here. There are 9 of them. So in the end, we'll be dividing by the number 9. Now, as you can see there, I've added all 9 scores together and got 54. There are 9 scores. I divide by 9. 54 divided by 9 is 6. So the mean is 6. Alright, here's another quick example and then we'll move on to something else. Mr. Miette does the Herald Sun quiz each day, does it for 2 weeks. Okay, it's out of 12, there are 12 questions. Here's his scores. As you can see, he's pretty stupid. Didn't get many high marks, a couple of 7s and a 9 there, but nothing too great. Still, it's for 2 weeks, remember? I'll just try and highlight that to you again. 2 weeks. For those of you that can't get that, that's 14 days, but I presume you would know that. Alright, so what do? We add them together again. Adding those 14 scores together, you get a total of 70. Now the key again is that there were 14 scores. 70 divided by 14 gives a score of 5. The mean is 5, so Mr. Miette's mean, or his average, is 5. Okay guys, next one is the range. Now, I know I waffle on about some things in maths about how you've got to get the easy stuff right, but this is simple. No one mucks this up simply. It's a very easy thing to do. You've just got to remember it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the data that we used from Mr. Miette's Herald Sun quiz. It's the same 14 results that he had on the previous slide when we did the average. His 14 results for 14 days of doing the quiz are there. The important thing for this one though is that I changed what I've listed there, the 14 days in a row, very importantly, putting them in numerical order. It's really important for the range and for other things like the median that we'll do later on, that your 14 scores or whatever scores are in numerical order. So you can see they range from 2, just there, up to 9, just there. The range is this simple. It's the distance from the lowest score right there, duh, to the highest score right there, duh. So it's as simple as 9 minus 2 equals 7, and I really think that deserves another duh. Therefore, the range is 7. It's as simple as that. Okay guys, next one is the median. Now the median is probably the most tricky to calculate. Got some more data here again. I've only got 4 numbers to make it nice and simple. And the key thing to the median is the numbers must be in numerical order. You've got to put your data in numerical order. I've only got 4 numbers, so it's a bit tricky here. The median is the exact middle of the number of scores. It's got nothing to do with the lowest score 2. It's got nothing to do with the highest score 8. It's the fact that there are 4 scores. Smack bang in the middle of those is right here. So when you're looking for the median, you're looking for the number that's somewhere between 3 and 5. So obviously the median is 4. In this set of data, I've got 5 numbers. This one's a little bit simpler. Smack bang in the middle of those 5 numbers is this number right here. So I've got 2 numbers on the left, 2 numbers on the right. This number right here, the number 6 is the median. It's right in the middle. So the median is 6. Let's go back to Mr. Miette's data from that Herald Sun quiz we spoke about. 14 pieces of data, all in numerical order. Now, if there are 14 numbers, halfway is going to be after 7 numbers. So count along 7 numbers. And right here is halfway. Now, I'm just going to put the arrow in there and show you. And you should be able to see that on the left of the arrow, you've got 7 numbers. On the right of the arrow, you've got 7 numbers. So smack bang in the middle again, is the median, exactly halfway. Halfway between 4 and 5 is 4.5, so the median is between 4 and 5, therefore the median is 4.5. Now again, can I highlight the importance? It doesn't matter how many numbers you've got, they have to be in numerical order. Look, smallest to highest works best, but it probably doesn't really matter as long as they're in some sort of numerical order. Okay, the last one's the mode. Now, I know I can be a bit of a hard ass sometimes, and I give you guys a really hard time about the simple things. But seriously, this is so easy. The mode is simply the most common score. It's actually a bit of a dumb one. We don't really use it a lot in data. Some data it's handy. Most of the time it's a bit of a waste of time. But all you've got to remember is that the most common score is the mode. There's no fancy maths involved. You just look at the data and find the most common score. So again, we go back to Mr. Miet's little Herald Sun quiz. You can notice there's a lot of scores there twice. He's got a couple of 3s, 3 6s, a couple of 7s, a 9. But if I can just show you very quickly with my pointer, he scored 4 the most. There are 4 times that he scored 4 on the Herald Sun quiz. That's the most common score, the one that occurs the most. So really simply, the mode is 4. Mr. Miet really is as stupid as I said. Okay guys, last slide's just going to be on the calculator. We'll do a little bit more work on this in class, but I just thought I'd take the chance to introduce you to a couple of things. With the calculator, if you wanted to get the mean, you could just type in, add all the numbers and divide by the number. And to be honest, it's probably just as quick as doing it this way. I haven't got the software to actually put a proper calculator screen in, so we're just going to pretend that this square is our calculator screen. If we wanted to find the mean, you can do it this way. You physically type in the letter or the word mean. Just in a normal calculator screen. I know you've got statistical functions in one of the sections, but just in the normal section is fine. But the important thing to note is the brackets you have to use. These brackets here, they're known as parentheses, all right? They're known as parentheses. Now you're used to putting all of your information in the calculator in brackets. We've been doing it for most of the year. These other ones here, called curly brackets or braces, you have to have data listed in them. So it's the mean with these brackets, and as soon as you start listing data, you have to have the braces. Now, the good thing about the calculator is as soon as you type that once, it automatically puts the closing one in for you as well. And that happens with the braces as well. It'll automatically put the closing one. So type the word mean inside both those braces and data listed separated by a comma. You list it like that. You press enter. It simply tells you in the next line 5.5. It doesn't say anything fancy like the mean is 5.5. Just says the answer 5.5. Same thing for the median. Alright, so we've typed the word median, and again we've got these parentheses, the brackets you're well and truly used to, and just inside them the data again listed inside the braces or curly brackets. Notice this time, even though I stressed it in an earlier slide, you don't have to put the data in numerical order in the calculator. You just have to list it just in the order that you see it, I guess, so that probably saves you a little bit of time trying to find the median there. There are good ways in tables, which we'll look at hopefully, and also in Microsoft Excel as well. But that's just a little quick intro into how you might use the calculator as well. Again, the key thing is the commas separating each one and the correct use of the different types of braces as well. I forgot to finish this one. We hit enter. There we go. Your median is 6. All right, guys. In class next time, we're going to get stuck right into this pretty quickly because you should have watched this. For those of you that didn't watch this, it's no use me telling you off because obviously you're not going to watch it. Bye.